Hey guys, welcome back from Classic Work. I was scouring the internet the other day looking at some videos, and I stumbled upon some pipe fitting videos on welding, and I noticed there were very few videos on how to actually put an angle on a pipe, pretty much. And it's a little bit tricky to do. The guys that I've seen that did it on the internet, they didn't do it the way I was taught, so today I'm going to show you how to do it, some of the techniques that you need to know in order to make an angle on pipe. It's very tricky to do, especially if you've never done it before, and I'm going to show you basically all I know about how to do that. So without any further ado, let's get after it, let's get started. Okay, I'm just going to show y'all what I'm trying to do right now. This here is my welding rig. It's Ford 550, and what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to build a big brush guard, more or less, cow catcher, whatever you want to call it, on the front of the truck. I know my dad years ago in this truck, he hit a deer in it and did about I think $1,200 worth of damage in it, so I don't want that to happen again. So as you can tell down here, I've got some 1/2-inch plate that I've cut a 4-inch circle in, and you see the other one on the other side, and I've got them mounted straight to the frame on the truck. Now what I'm doing is I've got this section of 4-inch pipe right here, and this is what I'm going to teach y'all how to do today, is cut a angle on a piece of pipe, and that way you can fit it up and you can have a full penetration weld all the way through it. So we're going to go down here and do it on this section. So I'm going to get set up and show you what you need to do and some of the tools you're going to need in order to do this. Alright, I've done made my measurement for how far that I'm going to come over and everything. This line right here represents our hangers that's on the front of the truck, and then I've come over 6 inches and we're going to put a square line right here on the pipe. And in order to do that, you got to use a tool known as a wraparound. It's nothing but kind of like gasket material, and you just take it, wrap it around the pipe, then you hold the back and the front edge, pull it back and forth a few times to get it square, and then you just roll it up like so. Take you a sharp stone, soapstone, and just mark you a square line all the way around. There you go, and there's your square line. Now the next part is where it gets a little bit tricky. What you're going to do now is take some form of tape. Now a lot of people use receipt tape. This right here is wallpaper tape, or not wallpaper, excuse me, sheetrock tape. And what you're going to do is just wrap it around the pipe just like you did the wraparound. Make sure you get it fairly square. Should be, when you get done, it should be able to wrap around and touch like so. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about, you're going to have to get you a pipe fitter's blue book, which will tell you all you need to know on to make this miter cut that we're going to have on the pipe. Now we're going to turn to the page 15 on here, and I'm going to show you why we cut our little strip of paper like we did on pipe. Normally when you fool with pipe that is 12 inches and smaller, you're going to use divisions of quadrants, I guess is the right word to describe it, for the pipe. And 12 inches and smaller, you use what's known as eighths. 12 inches and bigger, or 14 inches and bigger, you use 16ths. So on this pipe right here, this is our quadrants that we're going to use, and if you count all of them, there's 8 of them total. So knowing this information, the next thing you need to determine is what size pipe you're using. We're using 4-inch. So we come up to our sizes here, if you can read it. We're going to go for a 18-degree turn. That's a 9-degree cut off a square line, which is right here. That's our square line. So 18-degree turn. It says number 1 right here is going to be 1/4 of an inch, and then number 2 is going to be 3/8 of an inch. Well, what does that mean? If you look on this chart up here, you notice we have 0, 1, 2, and it repeats this order all the way around the pipe. So you have 0, 1, 2, this will be 1 again, and then 0 again, and this one will be 1, 2, 1, 0. And I know that sounds really confusing, but as you watch me do it, it'll make sense. So all that, put it down. Next we're going to fool with our little piece of paper right here, and I'm going to show you what to do. Okay, as I said before, we're going to divide this pipe in 8 equal sections. So if you take your little piece of paper that we cut, you're going to fold it equally in half. Okay, and you're going to do this 3 times. So you're going to take a pair of scissors and cut the corners off of your two ends. Just pick 2 ends and try to make them close to the same size. Okay? So you get something that looks kind of like that. Alright, so whenever you stretch it out, you have an equal amount of spacing. If you count them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you wrap it around, these 2 ends right here will make 8. So that's how you make your template for your pipe. So let's go back and look at it. Okay, when you take your template, go ahead and wrap it around the pipe and close it up and make sure it's close to the edge of your line as possible. Okay. Now I've seen some people, they take their soapstone and just kind of fill in the corners, but that's not a very accurate way to do it. I mean it's fine. I've just noticed that they do smear sometimes when you do that. So the best way I know how is to make a big check mark or an arrow, and you just want to do this all the way around the pipe. Okay? Now then, now that you got all of your arrows done, the next thing that you're going to want to do is make a section of parallel lines on the pipe. Now this is very tricky to do, especially when you're halfway down the middle of a pipe. So I had a guy tell me, and this was genius, I never would have thought of this. He took a piece of angle iron in order to do this. If that angle iron, if it sits down on that pipe level or straight, it won't canter. Those 2 places of contact will make it parallel with the pipe. So just go ahead and go all the way around the pipe and scribe your lines. And there you go. That's all of them scribed. Now then, let me find my top. There we go. There's the top. Now then, you want to number your sections when we get ready to do our layout. So always on your top section you're going to write 0. And whatever it is on 180 degrees on the bottom will also be 0. So we'll flip it over, and that's 0. Okay? Okay, now that we got all of our lines put down, we'll go ahead and start doing our layout process. Now then, what I said before is number 1 on the quadrant was 1/4 of an inch, and number 2 on the quadrant was 3/8 of an inch. So knowing that information, we can get started. So we're on top right here, this is 0. Don't touch it. We're going to go to the next one, which is 1. So on 1, we'll go over 1/4 of an inch. Okay, pull the pipe over. Here's number 2. We're going to go over 3/8 of an inch. Okay, now we're going backwards now. I'm going back to 1. So 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and we're on 0, we don't do anything, so we go to the next one, which is 1. This time we're going to go on the left side of the pipe. So let me come over this side, it'll be easier. 1/4 inch. Okay. Number 2, over 3/8. Back to 1. Okay. And there you have it. We went all the way around the pipe. Now, this is a good time to get some help. Somebody to come in and help you either draw the line or hold the wraparound. But what you're going to do is take the wraparound and just try to line up your marks that you've drawn and just go around the pipe more or less. Like I said, this is kind of tricky to do by yourself, but it can be done. Now don't go past your marks. Just do 2 marks at a time. Okay, and you can curve that wraparound a little bit, kind of help you get around those corners. I'm gonna do the same thing right here. There you go. Now when you get done, be sure you don't have any corners. Like you don't want those 2 lines to stop at one point and make a point. So make sure everything's nice and rounded. And that is it. Got a woodpecker out here somewhere. Huh. Anyways, for cutting this line, the best thing I've found, if it's not very thick wall pipe, is to use a angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. Nothing fancy about this cut, just stay on your line the best you can, and that's pretty much it. So put on your gloves and your safety equipment and go to it. Man, about ran out of disc. I made it though. And there you go. Alright, about an hour later of grinding, and I've got it pretty close. This is not quite 18 degrees. I checked it a minute ago. It's about 16 degrees, but I'm going to leave it alone because there's a little bit of light shine through there. It's out probably about maybe 1 degree, maybe half a degree, and I can probably play with it a little bit better and get it a little bit truer in. But as you can tell, they're lining up pretty good. I got pretty decent fit. Alright, I've skipped a little ahead here. I've already got it mounted on the truck and everything. One other thing I was going to show is I mitered the ends of the caps too. That's a 30-degree cut. Or, yes, it's a 30-degree cut. So it's on both sides. And I love the way the look of it. I've got to square it up a little bit better. As you can tell, it's got a little bit of a wave to it. But that's pretty much it. It looks real sharp on the truck, and I'm pleased with it. My rig I got over here, this is what I'm going to be doing for my upper portion of the brush guard, the part that's going to actually cover the grill and protect the truck. This vertical post right here, and then I'm going to have another one that goes on a 45. I'm just trying to eyeball it and see how it's going to look. It's going to have another one on the right side here that's going to come down like this too. And I may have a middle cross beam that goes like that. And the reason for this is a lot of truck bumpers out there and brush guards, they cover the whole front of the truck up, which is fine. I mean, that it looks good and it protects the truck like it's supposed to. The problem with it is you go to change your oil in the truck or something like that, you can't get to the hood. It's a pain in the butt, especially if you got a truck with a lot of lift on it or something like that. It is the devil. So I'm going to make this one a little bit more operator friendly, be able to step on the pipe here and get to the hood of the truck. It'll be a lot easier. You can lean over it and everything like that and not get in the way. But other than that, it's coming along real well. Hopefully I'll do another video on doing some more of this pipe work, because there's going to be some fancy cuts in that one. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. From Classic Work, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all next time.